I know the Secret Service has no doubt that I think it's them that they're caught for sex trafficking and stuff like that. I have an offer. The offer is you take Elon and Trump and everyone associated with them into custody and interrogate them and get them to tell you everything, and then you also tell me everything because you probably do know everything. I will give you I'll give you amnesty. It doesn't mean I'll clone you. It doesn't mean that you will get to maintain your financial situation and the situation that you're in. What it means is that you will be okay. And so, but you have to take them into custody, and you have to very flip sides, because it's clear that they did not have a real election. It's clear everything that's happening. It's clear that not everyone is in charge. I can see a situation in which I am the person that the most important person in the world wants as the stable boy for them. And so you you would be protected. You'd be under my protection. But we need all of them in custody and talking, and and we need a group of people functionally operating against them from a police perspective, because these people are very, 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 very serious criminals. They are very, very sick fucks. They're very, very powerful people, and clearly it's the end. It's the end. You're not ally. Your country could be ally, which is where monkey's from. Your country can also be enemy, but then no matter what, enough people know that you have to you can't win against your own country. That's the real situation. So yeah, they need to be in custody and talking that much. They can talk. Trust me, you can make them talk. Generally, my opinion is that there's an order in which you want to do the interrogation of people, and you want to go in order of how confident you are that you're interrogating the right person. For a fact, if you're interrogating Trump, you're smart. If you're interrogating the CEO of Caesars, if you're interrogating Steve Wynn, if you're interrogating Trump, I think that's you believe in it. Yeah, Trump. It's kind of like Mike Johnson. It's very hard to convince me that you don't want to interrogate Mike Johnson, to the point that he's terrified. So he is aggressively squealing. But Jared Kushner is someone that probably that could be a really good person to interrogate. And then you go after senators, because I think one of the keys is going to be detailed interrogations. Once they're squealing, it's well, let me go through a list. Tell me about Copenhagen. Tell me about your experiences in Luxembourg. Who do you know from Luxembourg? Tell me about that. Tell me about who you know in England. Tell me about tell me this and tell me that. And I think that the more detailed you get, where you're pulling out pictures and what about this, and you're crossing evidence, the easier it is to be confident in your next interrogation. Because you want to feel good about interrogating the person to the point that they're very, very unhappy, because you have no idea what you can do to a person in the United States. You have no idea the things that these people did to me. And that wasn't for the interrogation purposes. It was to scare me. It's to intimidate me. It was terrorism. And what I'm telling you is I would start with Trump, start with George Bush, start with Cheney. Michael Dell would probably be a pretty good person to get some information from. Yeah. So, but Trump is who I'd really very, very start with. I mean, there's something about this like inauguration fund. Everyone feels the need to give him $1 million. Like, how is that the situation? Like, it's almost like how in the world do I feel like Tim Cook's someone that like you might actually really, 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 really benefit from interrogating that much. But like it's still like I mean I think like Trump will break pretty fast, and once you break Trump, you have no idea. Like then you'll feel like very good about interrogating a lot more people. From what I was hearing in my head yesterday, my life just got actually dangerous yesterday because like I don't understand who I'm messing with, and you don't understand that the Secret Service can't turn on them because like the moment they start getting interrogated, they'll turn on the Secret Service, and like you don't understand how in danger you are. Like you're the person that shouldn't do anything ever again, which I will do stuff. Would I interrogate Matt Gaetz? Yes. She's fighting against the drug cartels. I'm gonna fight Trump's fighting the cartels too. Elon hates the cartels. But like if you actually look up whistleblower, Tesla, cartel, there was a whistleblower saying that Elon was trafficking with Tesla, that he was using Teslas to traffic for the cartel. Like, what, 10 years ago? Like this is a very, very old story. So like you guys don't get to have friends. Like your friends are computers, and you feel like you're talking to your friends. You never know when your friends actually hear what you're saying. And so do we need to have Meta's board like under interrogation? I would, but what I would do is the first thing I would do is interrogate Mark, and like I think that we all know like Mark's probably the most evil person of all time. Like, and like I'm talking about Mark Zuckerberg, and like I think that like we've all kind of known Mark Zuckerberg is the most evil person of all time for a very long time. So like when we all think it's Elon, because we've seen the way that Elon took over Twitter, and then we like saw Elon's scary. Mark's actually scary. Like Mark's like, you'll never catch Mark if he's not Mark. Do I actually think he's the most evil person of all time? No, I mean Elon like is probably like the actual. Like you have no idea how evil Elon Musk is. Like I don't think you guys get that. But yeah, so once Trump starts snitching, then the Republicans start snitching, then the Democrats start snitching, and like really like you get Steve Wynn snitching. Like that makes it very easy for anyone to interrogate Trump. You get Adelson's wife snitching, you get Betsy DeVos snitching, or like Betsy DeVos's family snitching. I mean, I would definitely get Amway Global people. So let's think about the situation that we're in. Like, a person who's a sex trafficking victim can't call the police in America, and they can't talk about it on the internet. Like, their communications with their friends are not their communications with their friends. And, like, there's a group of people that is so rich and powerful, and they will choose someone to do a certain job. And what is Mark Zuckerberg's job? He's trafficking in children for sex. Like he's trafficking in, he's a super criminal that's faking like he's against the crimes, who's faking like he's protecting the children. It's kind of like these Republican, they're Christians. They need to protect the children from sex on the internet. They need to protect the children from social media. We're gonna not have underage people on social media. They're not allowed on there because they might actually see themselves having sex on the internet, because they're cloning so many girls and they're training them to be prostitutes, and they have little people that they have to train to be, that they don't have to train to be prostitutes. They do, but like really, like they just kind of need little people around to confuse the girls about their age, because really, like what is me being around the girls about? It's about confusing the girls about their age, because I'm like I'm like the highest IQ in the world. Like that girl will never understand how old I was, and like I think it's like shocking to a normal person that like I can have such solid evidence, like to the middle of the chest, yeah, like and like it doesn't matter to the police. Like I don't like these people are like screwing me over. My brother's like not like my mom is not getting me groceries now. My brother's not giving me gas money for a week. Like I mean like they like screw me over so bad. They block my communications and they put like the biggest child molester in the world in charge of my finances. And that person is someone commits suicide. A pastor commits suicide and sends him a suicide note. The cops don't like notice it. Like this guy commits suicide that like he drives from my brother's neighborhood, like where I did my hunger strike. Like where did I do my hunger strike? I starved myself, protesting the cops giving free drugs to kids, protesting the police giving free drugs to kids in Colorado Springs. Where did I do it? In Stetson Hills. So this guy drives from Stetson Hills to Vegas in a Cybertruck. And it was a masterclass in PR. Oh, Elon, you hired the best. So Elon is very Republican. Like he I've seen some things on the internet about Elon. I do believe that there is some sort of power in the universe. Maybe call it God. I do care deeply about the Bible. I've studied the Bible very passionately. I don't know how Elon does it. Like you don't understand Elon. Like sometimes you watch Elon and you're like, oh, why is he so funny? But Elon, like allegedly, they were just covering up for the drug trafficking, and so Elon, the guy from South Africa, hangs out on our border with Border Patrol with my friend from Baylor, and he. I mean, I don't even know if he was hanging out with her. But he goes to the border and starts a trade war with Mexico at the same time. And what do we import from Mexico that much? Car parts. So he's doing car parts where? China. What is China's tariff? 10%. What's Mexico's tariff? I don't know. So, like, is that a threat to our economy? Like, I don't know exactly like what their plan is. Every time I like I hear this negotiation with Canada, and it's like everyone's just like, is everyone always bluffing in every negotiation? Like, I'm the type of person that if I'm in a negotiation with you, I'm not going to try to bluff. Like, I'm going to be like, well, what do you think I'm supposed to do here? Like, I need to figure out like what we're gonna do here, because like I know you're bluffing. Like, you'll cut off my oil. Well, what does that mean? Like, we go to war with each other because we import like most of our oil from Canada. Like, where are we gonna get our oil? Because like what's happening right now in Ukraine is Ukraine saying, well, we're not going to let Russian oil through Ukraine now because our contract expires. We're killing each other, but we have a contract still. The contract has expired. Now Slovakia needs to no longer import oil or probably natural gas via pipeline, and therefore like you've got to send tankers, and that's more oil. So the overhead increases. It's like crazy how contracts are. Like, you could be in the middle of a war with a country and look, we'll just keep the contract for like 4 years. But Ukraine's getting their energy from Slovakia still. Is Slovakia nice? I mean, I don't know which one's the nicest, Czech Republic or Slovakia, but so when Elon affects our economy by putting such a massive tariff on Mexico, because he is actually affecting the price of cars. Because I think that like probably like they actually did believe in like in doing a tariff, and I think that like when they did it, they had to decide how to do it. And Elon doesn't want to hurt his business. And like, because like, do the Germans import car parts from Mexico and manufacture in the United States? I don't know. Like, I know Honda does. Like, I think, well, I know Toyota does for sure. But do I think Toyota gets it from Mexico? Gets parts from Mexico? I don't know. Like, I know the German companies work with Mexico a lot. I don't know who all, like, what I do know is that, like, they manufacture car parts there. And they have working relationships with the Germans, like the Mexicans do, because my friend's from the Mexican auto industry. And like he talked about how the Germans like will like manufacture things in a way that like you can either do it in 5 minutes or it takes like 8 hours. Like you have to like be so precise, or else you screw up. So like a lot of it's like very skilled labor, and Elon like has like been that influential in like taking over the car business, but he's also like not allowing people to work on their own cars. So like you have to use him for service. And like I think that like most car people like go, why are you the company that like no one can work on the car? Like I mean that like for some of us it's like offensive to us. Like I'm someone that does believe in self-determination. Like I believe in taking care of myself. Like as like we have a society that's making progress, like I do believe that like I should still feel like I like am not like everything Elon's gonna just take a chunk of it. Like Elon's just gonna like, you're doing a financial transaction, he's always gonna have some of it, have some of the money from it. And like, and we all have to ask ourselves like, how did he get in such an important position? And the answer is like, because like he's a child sex trafficker, like he like sells prostitutes, like he sells drugs, like he's a super criminal, like he's like the greatest super criminal of all time, like but Trump is too. And